Hello there, and today we're reacting to more of Australia's crazy animals.
Australia lost a war to emus.
How?
But how? How the f*** did we lose an armed conflict with flightless birds? Well, it all started in 1932 when farmers in Western Australia
Did they sneak behind enemy lines and burn down HQ?
wanted to grow wheat. There was just one major problem. That's emu territory, and emus really like wheat. And coming in at
They're pretty aggressive in a way, aren't they? Emus, when they really want to be.
So when breeding season came around, the emus migrated through the farmland, and these poor farmers were overwhelmed by a tyrannid swarm of man-sized poultry. 20,000 emus strong.
Oh my god, 20,000 emus coming at you.
To completely steamroll through the fences, into the fields, and started laying waste to
This would be like an emu tower defense game. Wheat defenders.
The farmers attempted to fight back the initial wave with rifle fire, but their efforts were, putting it lightly, completely useless. This ginormous
Bulletproof
hell
emus.
made the farmers
They just step forward over my corpse, brothers.
pretty bloody angry, so they gathered together and went to the government to ask for help. Sir, 20,000 emus have hit the wheat fields. My. And so the government declared the emus enemies of the state and sent in the army to commence the Great Emu War. The entire 7th Heavy Artillery Division was deployed to WA.
Why did you need an artillery division? Gonna pound them from 10 miles away. Put up defenses.
2 LMGs, 10,000 rounds, and the sole objective to blast anything with feathers.
Surely there's like a better way to manage this. I mean, are these just a wild flock of emu? How do you have 10,000 emu just wandering wild in Australia?
For an overgrown turkey, if you ask me. And upon their first deployment, the army immediately ran into a major problem. Emus are fast.
Really fast.
Really
They're fast and they're very hungry.
fast. Clocking a top speed of 50 kilometers an hour, which meant that once they opened fire, the emus would immediately bolt out of range of their weapons. But they still took a crack at it, and then immediately stopped when both LMGs jammed after only dropping 12 emus. This embarrassment led the army to retreat and
They just panic fired then, because that gun seized up.
rethink their plan. So a few weeks later they returned, this time mounting the LMGs on trucks in an attempt to run the birds down. However, this also didn't work, because after figuring out that those trucks meant they were about to be turned into a KFC family bucket, the emus started leaving scout birds who would warn the flock of the approaching trucks. Which
They've got their own recon force. They do sabotage, like cut the fuel
gave
lines.
them all enough time to book it before the army even got there.
Yeah.
And whenever they did catch the emus, they found out they were kind of... Because emus are mostly feathers, and there's a lot of places you
Oh yeah, there's probably like not that much like actual muscle and body to them after the feathers.
hit on them without doing any damage, meaning it was taking around 10 bullets for every one bird. So after a month of blood, sweat, tears, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition, the army managed to bring down 960.
Oh my
The
god.
population was 20,000.
You do better just firing off mortars.
This was an issue as, unlike America, our defense budget is not a bottomless pit. So the army had wasted all that money to achieve absolutely all.
Nothing. Yeah, you better have sending out the Army Engineering Corps just to build stronger defenses to stop them getting to the wheat.
So the government just kind of built a really long, really shit fence around the farms and called it a day.
Well, I said engineering. I don't mean shitty engineering. I mean like American like defense engineering. I'm talking like 10-foot concrete walls.
How the
But razor barbed wire.
did we lose this? I could have done a better job with a boomerang and a cricket bat. This bird is a serial killer.
Jesus f***ing Christ, you're the Bay Harbor Butcher. I really hate that name.
Introducing the Shrike, a group of feathery friends found all over the world, including the land down under. Now, at first glance,
Drinking a bit of VB.
you may be thinking to yourself, how could this sweet little guy be a
does look
vicious
cute.
killer? I mean, he's so tiny. They only grow up to around 30 centimeters.
He kind of looks like that little Pokemon from Generation 3. I forget the name immediately.
Cap their weight out at 90 grams. And on
No.
top of
Do they fly through human bodies? Like straight through the rib cage and out the back?
being about as threatening as a fucking teddy bear, look at their claws. A shrike trying to end anything with its talons is like trying to stab a hippopotamus to death with a fucking pool noodle. Listen to the thing. It sings like it's on American Idol. It's a
Yeah,
songbird.
it kinda looks like a robin.
Branch geek. You'd never heard a fly. But I'm fucking onto you, Tweety.
You give me the fucking creeps. You know that, Dexter?
You may have everyone else fooled, but I know exactly what you are. Because shrikes actually have another name. They're called fucking butcher birds.
Oh no, do they massacre the
Yeah,
birds?
that's right. The Dexter jokes actually had a fucking point. You see, when the Bay Harbor butcher bird wants to hunt, they first start by selecting a target.
Tonight's the night.
Now, unlike Dexter, their code tells them they can eat whatever the fuck they want. Insects, mice, fuck me, even lizard. And once they pick their meal, they wait for the right moment and swoop on it. Now, while those claws might be fucking useless, they do have a signature weapon. That tiny hook on the end of their beak. And once they land on their victim, they slide that hook into its neck, perfectly slotting between their vertebrae and severing their fucking spinal cord. But
At least it's quick. It's not as bad as I was assuming it was going to be, considering the rest of Australia's animals.
Putting their prey into a vegetable isn't enough. No. These sick fucks keep trophies. Once they have paralyzed their prey and shattered its spine, they will fly its corpse back to their larder, which is either a thorn bush or a fucking barbed wire fence. And once they get home, they fucking impale them.
What? Why?
They will then leave that corpse there for days.
It's like a friggin' kebab.
Occasionally biting chunks out of it, eating it like leftovers from the fucking fridge. Dexter collected blood slides. These fuckers create kebabs.
Man, do you see like the hook on his beak? That is intense.
This animal will peel your face off like a banana.
A koala?
Introducing the
That is a horrible Australian accent. Let me redeem myself. That's not a
one
knife.
creature that strikes fear into the hearts of every
I impress
Aussie.
even myself.
The infamous, terrifying drop bear. A species of predatory marsupial exclusive to the land down under. This genuine nightmare
I love his like creepy like police photo.
may seem pretty normal at first, closely resembling the koala bear, and that is by design. You see, the drop bear is an ambush predator, patrolling the branches of the
It's the vampiric freaking koala.
eucalyptus tree and using their keen sense of smell to detect incoming prey. And once they can smell you approaching, they will position themselves in the leaves of the trees, being basically impossible to spot unless you're actively looking for them. And even if you do see them, you're automatically going to assume it's a koala. And that
Yeah, because it looks because I literally assumed it was just a koala, and this whole bit was just a joke.
assumption is probably going to be the last mistake you make, because walking under these things is inviting the most painful death you
And look at those fangs, bro. It belongs like a saber-toothed tiger.
can f***ing think of. Once you've walked into range, the drop bear will launch itself from a tree and aim directly for your f***ing head.
Yeah, like a Freddy Fazbear.
Often be clapped on impact as the 20-kilo drop bear launched itself out of the tree
It's like getting hit by a dumbbell.
so fast that it snaps their spine. And they're the lucky ones, because once they make contact with your head, drop bears will immediately puncture your scalp with
Oh, what the hell?
their foreclaws and latch on like a fuzzy little face hugger.
Yeah.
Once
Alien
firmly
down under.
attached to your skull, the drop bear will start to kick out your eyes with its hind claws in an attempt to blind you. And while they are forcing you to cosplay Daredevil, they will be tearing into your face with their fangs like a fucking chainsaw. The attacks are so vicious, most human victims end up being completely scalped and having their faces removed. And
Oh my god. It's like something out of a horror movie.
managed to pull them off in the initial assault, those claws contain a potent
Here we go. Neurotoxin again, isn't it?
neurotoxin, which will paralyze you in under 5 minutes, allowing them to run you down and eat you alive.
To run you down, finish the job, and walk off wearing your face.
Australia loses roughly 600 people per year to drop bear attack.
Me, 600 people to drop? What the Why would you live there?
So if you want to survive your trip down under, I have a secret to share with you about the drop bear. And that secret is that all of this is complete and utter bullshit. Drop bears aren't real. I made it all up.
Ah, you dick.
April Fool's cunt.
Ah, fucking hell. I got caught by April Fools in like friggin' November.
I ate lunch with a wild lizard. You see, before I made the videos, I worked as a handyman, and one day a client asked me to do some brush cutting because their lawn was, putting it lightly, completely f***ed. So I'm taming a miniaturized version of the Amazon jungle, and I see something that nearly gives me a heart attack. A big lump of scales slithering through the brush about 2 steps ahead of me. Being
Yeah, well, you've destroyed its home.
Australian, I immediately assumed it was a snake, which is a problem, because the only 2 snakes in my home state are highly venomous and extremely aggressive.
Look at him.
I
Jeez
immediately stopped what I
Louise.
was doing, backed the up, and got ready to call in the snake catcher to relocate the angry hospital noodle. However, while dialing the number, I noticed something. It was kind of too fat to be a snake, and it hadn't tried to eat me yet. So,
Oh? What could it be then? It can't be a crocodile, right?
poster child for why women live longer than men, I waddled back over for a closer look, and
Poke it with a stick.
I found this little guy. This is a blue-tongue lizard, and they're actually pretty cool. Native to Australia, these bad boys are basically a tubby skink, but as the name suggests, they have a bright blue neon
Oh,
tongue. Now,
yeah. If it'd eaten something, it'd be like really huge. It does give the idea of like a full snake.
leave this distinguished gentleman in harm's way, so I yoinked him and began looking for a place to relocate him away from where I was working. However, during the relocation process, this cute little man proceeded to cuddle up to my shirt and fall asleep, and did not
Oh, poor little guy. You just wanted some love.
particularly appreciate me trying to move him from his resting place. So,
Yeah.
considering it was the middle of the day, I just said, fuck it, called a lunch break, and proceeded to sit in the sun eating a chicken sandwich while Godzilla's little cousin took a nap on my shirt. He
Aw.
sat with me for my entire 30-minute lunch break without me holding him. However, unfortunately, I was only halfway through my workday, so after I wrapped up lunch, I had to say goodbye. I very delicately removed my new scaled friend from my shirt and released him back into the wild.
Alrighty, big fella. Off you go. Back into the bushes. There you go.
Man, he's big, isn't
See you,
he?
friend.
I think this incident legally qualifies me as the first Australian Disney princess. This snake
There's something about Aussies and just like the most picking up the world's most dangerous animals and then being mates.
take your arm off.
Tis but a scratch. Scratch? Your arm's off.
Introducing the Thurs, a species of pit viper native to South America and Mexico, with this particular nope rope having quite possibly one of the nastiest fucking bites in the world.
How does it compare to the other snakes? Because we discovered like there's this small snake thing in Australia, like, I think it was like last week, of where it goes after like small mice, but it goes after small mice and it has like the most awful combination of like neurotoxins, weird mind control drugs. It's insanity. So how could this possibly be worse?
This is a fairly major problem because this little has the temperament of an eshay at a train station,
Oh, so it's got all that stuff, but it's extremely aggressive.
being incredibly aggressive and extremely territorial.
I vote if he's giving you a wallace in your shoes, but otherwise I'll cave your heads in right here, right now, bruh.
In fact, this toxic garden hose is such an aggressive little
Toxic garden hose.
Within its range, it makes up an average of 50% of all snake bites. However,
What?
despite the huge number of attacks, it's only fatal in 6% of bites.
Oh, that's not too bad then, compared to an Australian snake.
So why is it such a problem? Just because you live the bite doesn't mean you'll want to.
Oh,
See,
fair.
when a Fer-de-Lance bites you, this massive viper sinks its huge inch-long fangs into your skin and injects you with 2 teaspoons of venom. You will at this point notice a little status effect bar appear on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. That's a mystery
Imminent
mask until
doom.
it'll hurt us later. Upon being bitten, your blood pressure immediately crashes lower than the stock market, and you
Oh.
start to feel very ill. The bite wound feels like you've been shot in the f***ing leg, you start sweating like someone's looking through your browser history, and then you start puking your guts up. Shortly followed by your collapse into the ground in agony.
Awful.
Now, Fer-de-Lance venom is hemorrhagic, so while
Hemorrhagic means you start bleeding a lot.
you're having a frat boy moment on the ground, the venom is breaking down the walls of your blood vessels, causing
see, yeah.
massive
You just had like blood coming out your eyes, your ears, your fingers.
bleeding. At the same time, it's seeping into your bloodstream, causing it to
Yeah.
thicken and start growing clots. But
Damn.
hey, You're in luck. You were the buddy when you got bitten. They rush you to the hospital, and because it's such a common snake bite, they have the anti-venom on hand and administer it immediately, counteracting the venom's effects. There is just one problem. The mystery mouse tool is still there, because anti-venom is not necromancy. So,
Yeah, so it maybe cancels it out, but it doesn't get rid of it? Is that what it does?
all the dead tissue around the bite caused by the blood
Oh, is it necrotic?
clots and internal bleeding, yeah, still very dead. In fact, it's so dead that it is rotting on your still alive body
Yeah, so they have to cut that out then, don't they?
in a process called necrosis. I can't show you a photo of necrosis.
Yeah.
It's genuinely disgusting.
Nah, I am not gonna look that up.
But to put it in a term you can understand, the snake applies scarlet rot.
That snake is making your life hell.
Now, so long as that rot's still attached to you, it's gonna spread. So, there's only one way to stop it. Cut it off.
Yeah.
This part.
Rules of nature. Can I play that clip? Maybe I'll introduce the music just for fun. See if I get copyright claimed. I usually do. Did I tell you about that one time I got banned? My channel got banned in Russia because I showed Soviet Lord of the Rings when I was streaming, and I got banned in Russia. That is something that happened. Anyway, links in the description, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget that I live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye.